one thing I keep on telling all these companies I'm working with, you can make 6,500 changes, but if there is no outcome and there is no results, the lead time has not reduced, the profits have not gone up, the revenue has not gone up, you're wasting your time. You're working on the wrong things. Don't change things which really matters. And that's what I see in companies. People are making changes, but they don't measure if there is any outcome. People want to be part of something bigger. They want to achieve something. They love it. 85 to 90% of the people love that. And we think, as an HR, you can maybe add people, we think, oh, union, non-union. I've worked with all the toughest union you can name, library, fire, and everything else. It's humans at the end of the day. They have their agenda, management have their agenda. As long as they can see clearly there is one connecting point and purpose, they will give you everything. I'm not worrying about 15 or 20% of the people who come with their own problems in life or they want to create problems. Don't worry about them. So, meaning of lean. Meaning of lean is cut fat, cut waste, remove roadblocks, remove bottlenecks, and I created tons of roadblocks in this game for you. Do more with the same resources. Actually, some people, lean consultant will use do more with less resources. Do you think it will fly in your organization if you would, if you're bringing lean and you say the punchline, do more with less resources? Will it fly in your organization if you use that punchline? Nobody will come to the table, by the way. And actually, they will slow down your processes. It's okay to use do more with same resources. Unions understand, humans understand, people understand that. Minimum wages have gone up. That means your efficiencies have gone up by 31.5%. Can you increase the price by your moldings 32% from tomorrow? Please? Why? Because the minimum wages have gone up. That means we have to find the efficiencies, 32%. Selling price minus cost price is equal to profits. I understand public service doesn't have this formula. So public service formula is the cost of service minus the cost of price, no gain, no loss, $0 or maybe from the tax base. Toyota is asking a question, out of these three things, what is in your control, which you can control every day? Only cost. Nothing else is in your control. You think you can increase the selling price, tomorrow Honda will drop the Honda Civic price, you have to drop the Toyota Corolla price. Make sense? Profits is an outcome. Profits is not, you cannot get profits. You have to keep the gap and that's how you get profits. That's what we are working, how to increase the gross profits, and we have changed the conversation to start looking at each RO, each work order to increase the gross profit. There is no point in talking about gross profit at the end of the month if you cannot control gross profit by each car. And in each car, by body, by paint, by material, by parts. That's what I'm trying to coach them. They were saying, oh, gross profit is not being achieved. Go back to the basics. Go back to the car when you started writing that car, when you were working on that car, when you closed that car, check why didn't you achieve the gross profit. Lean started, you guys think Lean is Toyota production system. Sorry, news to you. Lean is not Toyota production system. It all started in North America and Europe. Japanese have just mastered it. It all started with Henry Ford. It all started with Frederick Taylor, who did time and motion studies. Remember how to pick up this bottle and put this bottle here, pick up this bottle, put the bottle here. There is a standard time. That's what Frederick Taylor started, time and motion study. Henry Ford took it. He created an assembly line. And then Mr. Deming, the guru of quality. How many people know about Deming? Guys, read about Deming, guru of quality. He's the one who was making the planes, the bombs fast in America. Those planes went out into Japan and Germany and destroyed Japan and Germany. And Japanese knew that he's the guy, Deming. But same guy was sent to Japan to rebuild Japan after the World War. And they took out all his knowledge. They didn't took out his brain. They took all the knowledge and they gave him a doctorate. PDCA, how many people have heard about PDCA? Plan, Do, Check Act. Plan, Do, Study Act. That's the foundation of Toyota production system. Plan your work, do your work, check your work, act. If you're wrong, go back, PDCA, PDCA, PDCA. And then the founder of Toyota production system, Taiichi Ohno, with Toyota family, created Toyota Production System. Data is important. Don't go crazy about data, but at least have some data which tells you the KPI. When you get sick and you get to the hospital bed, what is the first thing they do to you?
Make you wait 7.5 hours.
That part is done. That's done. When you put on the bed, what's the first thing they do to you?
Check your vitals.
Blood pressure, temperature, and your heartbeat rate. The KPIs. If you are calling a process a sick process, put the blood pressure, the thermometer, and see how would you know you have improved the process. Many places I go and say, CJ, we have improved the process. Especially the green belt training. If you come to my green belt training, I will be asking you to show me a project. You cannot say I have applied. You will have to show me the dial has moved. Either this way or that way, whatever you're trying to improve. Do not try to boil the ocean. You cannot boil the whole company and make it lean. Start with one process. Start with one zone, one area, one at a time, before it goes viral. When we started Lean in CDM Mississauga, we started with a simple process to make employees security access cards. That's it. Second, a little bit bigger. Third, building permit process. And then after that, we published it like crazy, and the whole city, every department, division, director, commissioner said, wow, bring it to us. Go slow. You will fasten up. You will be so fast that you won't even see, but if you try to boil the whole organization, you will not be able to. Of course, of course, of course, of course. If they are not supporting it, do it in your own area. You cannot spread it. Leadership support is very important. What will Lean do for you? It will make your process simpler, faster, better quality, and of course, more value for money. It's given. It's done. I've done 150 times. Will never fail if you do it right. If you bring the right people to the table. If you follow these two slides and do it to the detail, you will not fail. We already talked about it. You go to an emergency hospital, 6 hours, 30 minutes. Everything else is what? Waste. Wait, walk, wait, walk, wait, walk. Go back to the test. The test was not right. The image was not right. Take the image again. Your customer is looking for something and you deliver it. You deliver it through your processes. Whether it's a purchasing process, whether it's a designed drawing, whether it's a Lincoln Electric, everything is a process. Everything is a process. You have a process. Where is biopharma team? Biopharma team, you have to go through a very diligent and detailed process, but everything is a step, step, step. This sheet comes from him, this sheet comes from her. Somebody checks the sheet, then it goes to the second person. He runs some data, then it goes. You guys don't run assembly lines, but you do have assembly line. It's invisible assembly line. It's very easy. You heard from the guy. It's very easy on assembly line to stop and see where the problems are. In public service and in service sector, it's hard. You guys are service sector, by the way. Very hard. But if you map it, if you have KPIs like assembly line, you will be able to monitor it. So 3 things happens. Value-added work. I'm just going to take the emergency hospital. The first nurse takes your vitals when you walk into the emergency, right? What would you call it? Value-added work, non-value-added work, or inefficiency? The first vital. Value-added. The second nurse puts a band on you. What would you call it? Value-added, non-value-added, inefficiency? From my eyes. From my eyes. Non-value-added work, but required, and that happens in public service a lot. By law, provincial law. It doesn't add any value to the end of the product, but you have to do it. Still required. But it's not changing the product. It's not doing anything to me. All the walking and waiting and looking and searching is inefficiency. Can you guys remember these 3 things? I will make sure you remember because there are exercises for this. Okay, the goal of Lean is very simple. Keep the value-added work, throw the inefficiencies out, and reduce the non-value-added work if you can, as much as you can. These are the 8 waste. We call it downtime. Please remember that. Print out these slides, at least this slide, and keep it in front of you all the time till the time it becomes a habit for you. These are the 8 wastes we will be talking about throughout these 2 days. Defects: overproduction, waiting, non-utilized talent, transportation, inventory, walking, and extra processing. Defects. We will do an exercise. Do you guys know the meaning of defect? Rework. Anytime you finish your work and you have to do it again, it's a defect. Overproduction. Unneeded reports and copies, access emails, doing work that is not requested. What kind of defects? He started his day by saying, I'm a painter or I'm a prepper. Body should finish the job. Prepper should prep it. Painter should paint it. But doesn't happen all the time. The prepper doesn't do all the job and the painter is doing preparation. And the booth is sitting idle. The booth is money. That's an example. You think there is a holy cow? There is no holy cow actually. We have brought municipal property assessment. We have brought other people outside of the city or outside of the organizations to come and talk to the table. Right? You can do it. Do you guys wait? I did waiting for you in the game. Example, 2 examples, quickly. Waiting. Where are you guys waiting?
Waiting for client feedback.
Yeah. And you have a timeline, and all 60% of the timeline is taken by the client feedback. And then people are saying, we're going to shoot you. It's you. What else? Waiting for approvals. Right?
Waiting for funding.
Waiting for funding.
Waiting for parts.
Waiting for parts. If you look at a whole process, you really map it, you will find 60 to 80% of the time, file or product just waits, sits. The decision time is only 1 minute, but it takes long. Transportation. Do you see transportation? By the way, it's waste. Even when you came here, sorry, it is a waste, but lots of people don't like online training. We are trying to go online training also, but any transportation you see in your work every day. Inter-office mail between different buildings is waste. What else?
Moving steel, strip steel from our receiving to where the line is.
Yep. It's still a waste. Having too much of something and having nothing of the one thing you need. Optimum inventory. Toyota has realized that's their biggest issue. They don't keep inventory. A truck will show up with a part and it will be on the line within 1 hour. They don't have. What happens when you have over inventory? What do you need for over inventory? Space, number 1. Number 2, first you pay for that all that material cost. Number 3, logistics means manpower. And people tell me, I bought all these tires, I bought all this material because it was cheap. Not really. You didn't add the cost of the space and the material and the manpower, what's going to go into it. Walk, walk, walk. Health Canada wants you to walk, but if you're walking the whole day, who's doing the work? One time, health services caught me when I was working for Mississauga. CJ, what are you teaching? You're teaching people not to walk, glued to their chairs? I said, I never said that. I just asked them how much walking you do. Nowadays, you have standing desk, or you don't need to order standing desk. There are $175, you can buy the standing fixture to your table. And Health Canada actually wants you to walk. 15-20 minutes, you should take the break. I was not talking about that break. I was talking about everything else you have to do to walk, walk, walk. Especially in manufacturing. How much walking person has to walk from here, then walk from here to walk to there in the cell. That's how you design your cells. That's what I used to do. I was the industrial engineer. And last but not least, extra processing. Touching the same job 2 or 3 times or 7 signatures. Extra processing. Can you remember this? The goal of lean is banish downtime.